All right, we're looking at the video 143 solo challenge here, which is that towers shoot, enemies take damage, and they blow up, and they play death effects, and all that other stuff. All right, so as you can see here, we're shooting, things are blowing up. So let's have a look at the enemy. I've got one here set invisible, and this is what, there he is. Okay, so first of all, we look at him, see he has a mesh. I put the mesh and the rigid body, so the mesh collider and the rigid body, on the object itself so that I could change that out potentially for something different if I ever wanted to in the future. So I put those on the child object, the mesh object of the enemy. The enemy has several scripts: the movement script, the stats script, and the death effects script. So the movement script is a little bit different from what it was before. I've streamlined it. Instead, we now have a method that we call follow, which takes an array of waypoints called path and starts the coroutine to follow the path. And here's what happens then. The for loop, or just update the position every 1 second, just like before. The stats block has a maximum health, a Unity event called Death, access to the Unity event in case we want to get it in from a different object, and I thought we did, but we don't. I'm actually remaking this video because I changed my mind from the last time I did it. Current health is equal to max health, and then when we take damage, we reduce our health by that damage, and then we invoke the death event. And then this method right here, which is important, called destroy self, which just destroys the game object. I needed to make a method that exposes this effect to the inspector, for better or worse. All right, and so then the death effect script basically instantiates a death effect prefab, which is a particle system, although, yeah, it's a particle system. And then we set the position and the scale, and then assign it to destroy itself after a certain amount of time, which is 3 seconds. And then over here, if you look in the stats block, this thing right here, this is the Unity event. So when we die, what do we want to have happen? And I like exposing the event to the inspector so that we can change it at runtime. And because these three things all are methods of this game object, they will save in the prefab. If these things reference stuff outside the game object, it doesn't save in the prefab. But because these are all components of this guy, it saves. So what do? First of all, the death effect we call on death, which instantiates the death effect prefab, and the explosion. Then we stop all coroutines so that we don't try to keep moving this guy if he's dead. And then we destroy ourself. So that, okay, we delete our object. And there we go.